Folks, good morning and welcome to a brief morning update and a review of members' stock chart requests, which is where we review the symbols that our members submit for me to review. But before we get into those charts, let's take a look at the price action of some of the important charts that really impact our trading for today and in the near future. And first up is the US dollar. This is a daily chart. You can see that we do not have a new daily low on the day. That's significant because the dollar has been very weak. But I mentioned to members last night that given the proximity, the testing of the lower band of the third standard deviation Bollinger Band, we should expect a brief bounce. Now, will it close at the highs of the day today? I don't know. But we do have a catalyst out there for the dollar to move higher, and that is the release of the Federal Reserve minutes later on today. Now, yesterday we had some fairly good economic data. We had the PMI, which rose above expectations, 55.1 versus expectations of 55. So at the margin, a beat. This is a jobs week, and on Friday that number will be released, and it is a market mover, as are the Federal Reserve minutes. So members, more to come. We have the futures market, which is up at the margins this morning, a strong day yesterday, and really a strong day across the board. Now let's get to some of the charts. First chart up, platinum. Day over day, week over week, platinum is just looking outstanding. We are nearing a resistance level at the 958 level. As it stands right now today, we have a bullish key reversal on the day, and it looks as though we are heading higher despite the stronger US dollar. Gold, finding a bit of resistance today. We did put in a new daily high, but the strength in the dollar is weighing on the price of gold. Now, the next chart up is going to be Bitcoin. We'll take a look at the futures on Bitcoin, and you can see that we are moving higher day over day, 4-hour chart. On a 4-hour basis, we've backed off the highs. We have a resistance level above, but we're putting in a series of higher lows, and we're beginning to see some higher highs on a closing basis. So that's good stuff. Let's take a look at a different chart of Bitcoin on a daily basis. So on a daily basis, we've discussed this chart many, many times. In fact, I did it yesterday. We were in a consolidation, a downtrend. Here's our upper band of resistance. Let's extend it out. Okay. And here are our support levels, which we retested not once, not twice, but 3 times. Good stuff. And today we are breaking out. Now, does that mean that Bitcoin goes straight up in an attempt to take out all-time highs? Probably not. I think what might happen here is we pull back, retest the breakout point. And for some of you out there, I get some comments sometimes about technical analysis and whether or not it applies to the cryptocurrencies. Yes, of course it does. I don't care if you're charting the price of tulips. All the charts show you are money flows, institutional intent in terms of volume, and the psychology of traders. It's all displayed in front of you here. So yes, technical analysis applies to Bitcoin, tulips. I don't care what you're trading. It applies. So we are breaking out so far today. Again, I don't think it's going to be a straight shot higher. I could be wrong on that. But ideally, for those looking to buy, if we close out the day above this upper band of resistance, you may want to scratch the itch, put on a couple of bits. I'm still learning the terminology, so bear with me if you're laughing at me. And wait for that pullback and a retest of the breakout point. If we hold it, you can add a little bit more. Then add more on a breakout above this upper band of resistance. Then we should see a move higher through these resistance levels above. And remember, the test is always at the top. We don't know whether or not Bitcoin is going to break out to new all-time highs. We have a good feel that it's probably going to rally, and I've been saying that for a couple of weeks now. I do not believe that the quote-unquote bubble has burst. We don't know that yet. We still have a lot of backing and filling to go here before we can make that call. So, members, more to come. Okay, the next chart up is VALE Compañía Vale do Rio Doce. I think that's the way it's pronounced, but I gave it the old college try. A weekly chart from a macro view. We have a very bullish setup. We've been very bullish on the commodity plays. This is one of them. We have a series of higher lows and higher highs. We are nearing resistance. Now, you need to keep in mind as we near resistance at the, let's call it 1325 level, we have buyers back here that have been holding through this downtrend channel and rally back. They're chomping at the bit. They want their money back. They're not looking at the big picture of the big commodity move here in 2017 and 2018. All they want after seeing a VALE as a red entry on their trading platform turn green, and they want out. It's psychology. So expect some resistance above here. Daily chart, we had broken out a couple of days ago above resistance on the 28th. We pulled back and retested on the 29th. Good stuff. Yesterday, we gapped up higher. Would I buy now? No, I wouldn't. I think that in the next couple of days, especially if the dollar strengthens, we're going to get a pullback, either filling the gap or retesting this breakout point once again. That is when I would look to open up my position. I would not chase it higher from here because remember, you have resistance above. So we don't want to gamble by saying that we know for a fact we're going to make it up and through the 1325 level. No, we want to buy on a pullback because we know using our indicators that we're a bit overbought, right for a quick pullback, and that'll be our opportunity to enter the position from a better risk-reward entry point. Now, if I'm currently long, I'm not selling. I would look for a pullback to add to my position. Volume has been light. Now, last week we could explain that away because it was an abbreviated week, and for that matter, the prior week, right? Yesterday, different story. It was our first full trading day back to work with all the big traders back from Aspen. So I would have looked for more volume. Net though, I think we move higher on VALE. Gilead Sciences, let's go with a weekly chart. We want to take the higher level view. Weekly chart, we have broken out above this declining downtrend channel. We did so the week of August the 28th. Ever since then, we've been consolidating. The week of November the 13th, we retested the breakout point. Now we're putting in higher lows. We're poised to take out this upper band of resistance. Would I buy it now? No, I would wait for the breakout. We're so close to the resistance level, I'd rather take a cautious approach, wait for the breakout, and then buy the breakout. We have RSI, which is breaking out. It has already retested the breakout point. So we have very good price action on RSI. Stokes appear poised to put in a higher low. Good stuff. A double bottom setup forming. So the weekly chart, the higher level view for Gilead Science is looking strong. Daily chart, RSI has recaptured on a daily basis the prior lower band of support. It became resistance. Now it's support once again. We broke out yesterday on price after putting in a higher low. We have a double bottom formation setting up here. I think once we clear 76.63, you could begin adding more. If you're disciplined and if you're going to set your stops, if you get a new daily high, you want to scratch the itch, you want to add to your position or open up a new position, keep it small, by all means do so, but use a stop right below this lower band of the rising uptrend channel. Volume yesterday, good. Ultimate Oscillator hooking up, good stuff. Gilead Sciences, thumbs up. IPG Photonics Corp. We had a very serious extreme overbought condition on this weekly chart. We saw a reaction by the stock, and the market sent you a signal here the week of November the 20th with this topping action that we had some sellers moving in, selling strength, and that was your signal by the market that you might want to lighten up. especially when you got a new weekly low after this topping action. Fast forward, we had a pullback. We found support at 198.41. We are now limping back higher. So is it a buy in my book? I think you can buy the shares, but to define where our stop loss point, we'll need to go to a daily chart and take a look at that. So on a daily basis, yesterday, we broke out above resistance. So the 220 level is now support. And it's a good support level because it acted as resistance here in October of 2017, support here in November, support and resistance in late November, support here because it acted as resistance in October, and multiple times in November of 17, it acted as support. And in fact, December of this year, it acted as support. So where would I put my stop on this trade? Right below the 220 level. If we break back down into this trading range, that's a breakout point failure or a bull trap, and we would want to stop out. RSI rising, good stuff. Stokes rising. Thumbs up on a long trade for IPGP. Intel. Haven't reviewed this one in quite some time. This is for fellow member George. So on a weekly basis, we saw a pullback begin back here the week of October the 30th, where we had some topping action at the third standard deviation Bollinger Band. And we pulled back to support at 42.67. We managed the week of December the 18th to put in a new intra-week and a new closing high as well at the 46.70 level. Where did we close yesterday? 46.85. So the chart is setting up nicely here, but the week isn't over. Remember, this is a weekly chart. We don't know whether or not this chart's going to look this good or better or worse until the end of business on Friday. We have 4 trading days left to go. A lot can happen. So right now we're leaning into resistance. So from a risk-reward perspective, we're taking a bit more risk than we would like by buying today and crossing our fingers and hoping that we make it through resistance. I would rather buy on a close above the $47 per share level and then add more on a breakout above 47.64. Intel daily chart. Yesterday, a bullish key reversal after finding support at 45.95. RSI hooking up. We're putting in higher lows there. Higher lows on stochastics, they're hooking up as well. So the daily chart is looking good. If you're going to buy it today, you're going to take that risk, that's fine. Just use a stop right below 45.95 because that would be a double top and then a confirmation breakdown if we break down and close below 45.95. Volume was a bit light yesterday. Williams percentage R looking good. I like the chart, weekly and daily basis. Netflix, weekly chart. So Netflix broke out yesterday above the upper band of resistance and out of a bull flag formation, which is a continuation breakout formation, a very powerful setup. Our indicators are rising, but no breakout yet on RSI. Stokes, for several months now, have been holding support at the 50 level, which is very bullish. So the weekly chart is setting up nicely. We have an all-time high at 204.38, which is not that far away. We could see that today. Daily chart, we have a triangle formation. We broke out yesterday, a bit of warning. We are trading above the third standard deviation Bollinger Band. Expect a pullback soon. That's your opportunity to get long of Netflix. I wouldn't go buying it today. That doesn't mean it can't move higher. That's just my discipline. I'm not going to go buying a stock if it's trading above its third standard deviation Bollinger Band because I'll save you the technical jargon. It's not supposed to be there relative to its 20-period moving average. Volume yesterday, outstanding. So you're seeing some institutional money rotate into Netflix and, for that matter, the FANG stocks. You saw all of them rally yesterday. In fact, we put on a trade ourselves yesterday in the FANG names. I think they're going to rally them into earnings. After that, the markets will tell us whether or not 2018 is going to be the year for the FANG names once again. Cannabis Science's weekly chart. We are very extended here. It can go higher. It's a penny stock, very volatile, and a lot of amateur money. It's no offense, but you have a lot of amateur money chasing these shares higher here. They're not appreciating where we are on a relative basis. And on a relative basis weekly chart, we are trading above the third standard deviation Bollinger Band. And you could have said to me last week, Bob, couldn't you have said that last week? Absolutely. But it all comes down to the discipline, folks. Are you going to buy when the shares are already extended, or are you going to wait for a consolidation to open a position, then buy the breakout? I would rather wait for the consolidation and buy the breakout. My risk reward is far better than chasing the shares here. I digress. The weekly chart, despite the negative tone I have, is still very healthy. The path of least resistance is higher for CBIS. Daily chart. Daily basis, we cleared resistance yesterday. It looks as though the Stokes want to hook up higher. We have RSI rising after putting in a double bottom setup above 50. I could see these shares moving higher. If you're going to buy them, you're going to chase it, fine. Use a stop right below yesterday's lows. It'll take you out if we fail to hold this breakout point. Volume has been outstanding. You have institutional money moving into this stock. And that's it for today, folks. Everybody have a profitable trading day. Members, I will talk to you this evening on Market Wrap.